It is 7 o'clock. I will call the meeting to order. Please call the roll, Kevin.
Mr. Babcock?
Here.
Mrs. Sweet?
Here.
Mr. Bear?
Here.
Mr. Whitaker?
Here.
Mr. Avery?
Here.
Mr. Hannah?
Here. All members of council are present. Please join me in pledging allegiance to our flag.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And welcome, everyone. This is the regular session of the Enon Village Council. This is Tuesday, December 13th, 2022. Additions to our agenda this evening. Seeing none, let's go into approval of the minutes from the November 22nd, 2022 meeting. Council is satisfied with those minutes. We would entertain a motion and a second to approve.
So moved.
Second.
So we have a motion by Mrs. Sweet, a second by Mr. Whitaker. Any discussion? Call the roll, please.
Mr. Babcock?
Abstain.
Mrs. Sweet?
Yes.
Mr. Bear?
Yes.
Mr. Whitaker?
Yes.
Mr. Avery?
Abstain.
Mr. Hannah?
Yes.
And those minutes are approved as presented. We'll look at some financial reports here, and Laura, our fiscal officer, is on vacation, so we don't have the actual monthly reconciliation, so we will have that at our first meeting in January. But just for informational purposes, if you want to look at the cash summary by fund, general fund, $123,000, street construction, approximately $67,000, police levy, $264,000, water operating, $197,000, and then in our contingency fund, we have approximately $110,000. Total of all funds, $809,223.59. Looking at our appropriation status report from the general fund, if you go to page 2, we have spent 94, almost 95% of what was appropriated for this year, and unless there's something, Kevin, that you're aware of, we're pretty much done. I think I announced that at the last meeting. I had talked to Laura, and we really don't have anything that we're aware of, so that's probably going to stay real close to the same by the end of the year. Street construction and maintenance were about 90% spent of what was appropriated. And let's go to page 3. Under the police levy, we're about 91%. Continuing on to page 4. Well, actually, we're going to go to page 5. For the water fund, we're about 89% spent of what was appropriated. Total of all funds there, down at that bottom, approximately 86%. So I think we're going to end up the year pretty much right on the money or a little bit less than what we had anticipated. Revenue status, that's our next report we have for our general fund. We've collected about 94%. And again, that's not going to it's going to go up a little bit because I think if we look at those cable franchise fees, I think we've got about another $9,000. I don't know that we'll get the full $9,000, but we do have more of that to collect, I think, at the very end. This would be the fourth quarter. So that will go up a little bit. But again, those numbers are off a little bit because of that first line item, which was the almost $164,000 that the auditor's office estimated that we would get. Street construction, this is on page 2. We've collected about 90%, so we'll have the month of December, so we'll be real close there. And let's keep going. Police levy, that's probably going to stay very close to that 94%. Mike, unless you have something out on Gov Deals or something that we might bring in. So again, that was overestimated by the auditor's office for that first line item there. And that's why we're not going to get real close to that 100%. If you go to page 4, water operating, we're about 89% what we anticipated collection-wise. And by the time November and December's collections get in here, we should be in pretty good shape, water fund. We might actually go over just a little bit, but we'll be close to that 100%. On page 5, we're about 92% collected of what we had anticipated. Any questions? All right, and again, we'll have that reconciliation for the month of November at the meeting in January. And I'm going to go into real quick a presentation on IT quotes that we've been working on with the staff. And, the previous meeting, I explained that we've had, several meetings with the staff, some contractors in regards to increasing our IT capabilities, security. There were 3 things that we honed in on. One was our email system, the Microsoft 365, a managed IT provider, and the other thing is the phone system. And in one of our meetings when we were talking, I didn't realize, but the phone system and the equipment is the original phones and equipment when we had the government center remodeled and added on to, and that was in 1998. And when we bought them, I got a good deal on the phones because they were used at the time. So the equipment is rather old, and so we included that in our efforts to get quotes for an upgraded phone system. And so we have 2 pieces of information. The one, if you go through your papers there, it'll show 3 different companies that we made contact with, and it has it broken down into the email system, the Microsoft 365, the IT services, and then the phone part. One of the things, and that's the voice over internet phone system, and one of the things that I want to point out first of all, we are paying for our phones. What did we figure it was, about $250 a month, something like that?
Around there, close to it, yeah.
Yeah, so on that part, it's the monthly fee, and this is broken down into, like a one-time implementation or equipment cost, and also the monthly fee. That's going to be pretty much a wash as far as the phones go, because we're already making payment for that. So the additional monies that we're not really paying for now, and you guys stop me if I say something incorrect, would be the 365 for the email, which would convert us to a government, more appropriate government account than what we have now, and then managed IT services as far as monitoring and remote service, if you will. So those are the 2 that would be really in addition to what we're paying now. So $2,750 to implement the new Microsoft 365. We'd have a monthly fee of $313.60. IT services implementation, $850 with a monthly fee of $791.35, and the subtotal would be $3,611.04.95. Again, that would be the additional. Again, the phone part, the $33.94 would be the implementation for the new equipment, and then that monthly fee again is going to be about a wash. But you can see the 3 different quotes there. The bridge group was the lowest, and the thing that we liked about the bridge group was they have implemented this same service with the city of New Carlisle. And I did ask our administrator to contact the city manager over there and find out how that system was working. And Kevin, if I could turn that over to you and let you say a couple things.
Yeah, I contacted Randy over there and just was asking him, the pros and cons, good, bad, ugly, things like that. And he had nothing but praised, how smooth the transition went, in his words, how tight things are locked down. and even with the phone system, everything's working as expected, and what Jason had brought to the table. So
It's up and running. It's working for them, and yeah, that's the main thing. So the gist of it is, we can pick any part of this, I think, to implement. But looking at the cost and the monthly cost of it, I think when we break it down between our different funds, I think we can absorb this okay into our 2023 budget for the additional services of the email and also the managed IT services. And my recommendation would be to go with the Bridge Group.
How many, where, our servers are in-house here within the VOE Government Center?
Yes,
How many servers do we have?
just the one, right?
I think Mike we got one here.
There's 2 servers in here, but we've got to do something with the PDs. It's on its, I talked to Ben at Interlink, we were gonna build a hard drive and fix it in with that, but that kind of got stalled out when we were looking at 3 different companies to go with, so. But yeah, we got to get off our server because it's not functional very good.
I know the back of this quote has proposal notes, and it says 3 total servers.
Well, you would have what we call a virtual machine, which would be just a server inside of the physical server that we have here. You have to have a VM, so that's why I would say 3, but technically we could go down to, I don't know, anyways.
When we had our discussions, we tried to be reasonable, but also allow for just a little bit, right? Like on the emails and that, just a little bit of, I say growth, I don't know if that's the right word to use, but so.
I mean, they may not be in the server selling business. Most MSPs are not. But, they may be able to recommend a server, a place to buy a server.
We actually can get them pretty discount. I don't know where their physical company is. I've been to the current place we have, and I've seen their server room and their security, but I have never been to the Bridge Group. I don't know, but I know for the cloud storage and all that, that's technically done in-house here, but
Yeah, but by and large, if you're an MSP, which a managed service provider, which is what
Yeah.
bridge payment is, it really doesn't matter where they're at because everything's electronic. They're going to put agents on our servers and monitor them that way. They can use their own software to get into our computers to fix
Yeah,
not
they
only
do. We
the
have that
servers
now,
but the 365 issues.
Right.
In case somebody's having problems with their
yeah, we have that now.
desktop, from an MSP perspective, they'll do that.
By switching, the only thing we'd have to do is we'd have to run the FBI and BCI web check on all the people at the Bridge Group because they can't,
Right.
nobody can get in our server or access
Absolutely.
our computers until
Right.
they do that, so.
Absolutely.
True. And then, we have a line capability now, a hard line capability now, at least in the police station, or,
We have a hardline capability everywhere here, yeah.
right, but will that totally go away if we go to VoIP?
Oh, you mean for the phones? Yeah, the VoIP would take away the hard line across the building, yeah. But, I mean, Bridge Group was gonna do it all, what they're doing theirs different. Interlink was doing a hardwire in-house in case we lost the internet, we'd
Right.
still be able to communicate
And
inside the
that
building.
was kind of where I was headed, Mike.
Yeah, Bridge Group is not doing that. It would all, if you lost the internet, you just wouldn't have a phone to in-house. We'd have to walk down the hall or use our cell phones.
Right. Okay.
I mean, it makes sense to me. I know we've had trouble, just the council members and the mayor, just with our email. And I mean, it's kind of hard to believe that we don't have IT services currently.
Yeah, we're
Somebody
out of cart.
managing that for us. So, I mean, it makes total sense to me for us to go with all 3.
I mean, that's what MSPs do, and we need one.
Right.
I mean, we do. I mean, this piece by piece thing that we might or might not even have
Right.
now is really not working for us very well. So, in the cyber side especially.
Right.
So,
Yeah, I mean, with
with Bridge Group, if you've talked to New Carlisle and, they're not having any issues, I mean, just for the cost factor, it's basically half is what we're looking at, is what the monthly cost would be between Bridge Group and Interlink. I'll go ahead and make the motion that we go with Bridge Group for Microsoft 365 managed IT services and the VoIP phones.
I'll second.
Motion by Mr. Whitaker, seconded by Mr. Bear. Any further discussion?
Yes. What about the background checks? We approve the motion and something doesn't come back right.
Friendly motion to amend that to say, subject to a background investigation by the Bridge Group personnel.
We had to do that with,
Absolutely. Good point.
I'll also add to that point that only that they are probably working with other police departments and have already been secured through that. So
There.
the chances are possible that they will pass those.
I don't think Bridge Group or Pro Stratus was when I asked them,
Okay.
but I don't want to say 100%.
Okay.
But I
So
But
the
don't,
New
they still
Carlisle
needs
Police
to be-
Department's not using this?
They
don't
don't
have
have
a
a
police
police
department.
department.
I can't
okay.
answer that for sure, Dave.
They don't have.
Mike
a
says they
police
don't have a police
They
department,
use
so.
sheriffs.
and they have their own in-house IT, sheriff's office does.
So the motion was amended to include,
Can I read the
Friendly-
motion?
yes, let's make sure we get it correct.
Motion to proceed with Bridge Group for IT and phone system services for the village, subject to satisfactory background checks of Bridge Group
Personnel?
Good with me.
personnel.
Any other comments? Call the roll, please.
Mr. Babcock?
Yes.
Mrs. Sweet?
Yes.
Mr. Bear?
Yes.
Mr. Whitaker?
Yes.
Mr. Avery?
Yes.
Mr. Hannah?
Yes.
That motion does pass. I appreciate the support of the council. I appreciate the support of our administrator and chief of police. This was a lot of work, but we made it, so we're there. So thank you, guys.
Sir, I have a question. In the event that they pass the background check and they hire new employees, are we going to can we somehow require them to have background checks for their new employees?
That would be-
Yeah,
That would
currently,
be
the contract.
part of the contract.
yeah,
Okay.
currently Interlink,
Thank you.
their employees that are on it, they don't have anybody else do it because they do have to be, since we have leads, so yes.
That's part of their
Okay.
employment agreement that they have to be able to pass the background check.
Good.
At that point.
Thank you.
Good question.
Thank you.
I do have one item of communication. I want to thank the Eagle Scouts of Boy Scout Troop 17. We have 3 Eagle Scout projects that we are the beneficiaries of. We've got, what's that ball? That
Gaga ball?
Kickball pit.
Yes, we have the new pit or whatever they call it. We've got new picnic tables at Settlers Park, and we have new library exchange little things at all 3 parks.
3 parks.
And it looks great. And I just want to say thank you to Boy Scout Troop 17. Thanks to those Eagle Scouts for those projects, and I hope they keep putting them out. So, any other communications? Go to staff reports. Kevin?
Thank you, Mayor, Council, residents. First item there is your November Mayor's Court report in your packet. There was 1 traffic case in November. The total funds received for the month was $1,304. Year-to-date, $20,741.40. Total remitted to the state, $133 for the month. Year-to-date, $3,022. Total remitted to the village for the month, $1,168. Year-to-date, $17,605.40. Total dispersed, $1,304, and year-to-date, $20,741.40.
I'll move that we accept the Mayor's Court report as it presented.
Second.
Moved by Mr. Whitaker, seconded by Mr. Avery. Any further discussion? Call the roll, please.
Mr. Babcock?
Yes.
Mrs. Sweet?
Yes.
Mr. Bear?
Yes.
Mr. Whitaker?
Yes.
Mr. Avery?
Yes.
Mr. Hannah?
Yes.
Mayor's Court report for November has been approved.
The next blood drive is Wednesday, December 21st, 12:30 to 6:30. If anybody's interested in donating, www.donortime.com. That's where you can make appointments on there. But that's Wednesday, December 21st here at the Government Center, 12:30 to 6:30. I just want to bring it to council's attention. We did have 4 bidders on the farm ground. We are currently reviewing all the bids and with the township, and then we'll be presented to council after probably the next meeting
These bids are for what, Kevin? I'm sorry.
for the farming of the farm.
Oh, okay.
The farm ground there by the park.
The actual
so,
farming.
yeah, the actual farming. Sorry.
Excuse me.
So yeah, at the next meeting we'll present those bids to council and have some more idea what's going to be the next steps. So, reminder: January 16th, Enon Xenia Road project is going to start. It's going to be a big project. There's going to be probably some upset people, but in the end, it's going to be a really nice project that's going to be well needed. So we just kind of ask for everybody's patience that's in the area or going through the area. But yeah, that's going to start January 16th. So the office will be closed. Wayne Hensley's father passed away. We're going to close the office this Friday from 11 to 2 so the employees can go to visitation. The visitations from 11 to 12, and then the service is going to start right at 12 then. So, and then according to Wayne, there's supposed to be a meal out at the VFW for family and friends. So, I'd like to thank council for a good year. I think everything went well. Thank you for your cooperation and all your hard work that you do, and it shows. A lot of things got done and a lot of good cooperation and agreement to maybe not all the time, but hey, we welcome that discord at every now and then. So that just makes us grow. So, but I appreciate what you guys do, and I think it went well. So
I agree. See, you thought it was a quiet little town when you came here,
I
didn't
thought
you?
it was a quiet little town, getting away from all the. So, but I think that's all I have for now.
Questions for our administrator? Thank you, Kevin. Chief, I'll turn it over to you. Good evening.
Good evening, Mayor. Thank you. Evening, council.
You're welcome.
Evening, residents. We had Shop with the Cop this last Saturday down at the Bechtel Walmart. We worked with Lindsay Weaver again at the Green and K through 12. She had 21 students. Yep.
Good.
We told her 20, and she asked if we could do another one. I told her sure. So that worked out good. And then they had one of the school members. It was a teacher that dressed up as the Grinch for the children. We met them down there, and it went well. So it was nice to see. I love doing that. It's a nice thing. So I want to thank everybody, the community, and everybody that supports Shop with the Cop. Obviously, it couldn't be done without the donations that we get from the community. So thank you so much.
Thanks for continuing that program.
Yeah, started by Officer Ben Barrett way back in the day. Man, I'm getting old. And I even actually reached out to him that day via text in the parking lot. We were done. He's still doing good, so I kind of miss him in law enforcement sometimes, but he's doing good. So right about a half hour before I came in here, sat down. I've been talking to Nancy up at West Banco, and we were talking about the wiring, but I got Jason, the salesman up at New York, the wire. Nancy had told me last week she'd worked on wiring the money, but he did tell me that the funds have been received for our new patrol car. Wanted to know if I wanted to pick it up or have it delivered. Salesmen are busy. I told him we need to have that delivered. So he's going to get with me as far as the payment goes. Didn't know if I want to pay on delivery or pay them. I told him we'd probably be easier to pay them because I don't know how I'd pay on delivery. So that should be coming here pretty soon. And then wheels on the ground.
Good news.
Yep. We did have one of the cruisers, the catalytic converter, shut down on it. So I had to have that fixed. Unfortunately, I got that fixed across the street. I wasn't going to say that because that happens. But they did us decent. I didn't get the golden one from the company, but I did get I got us the best we could get. But it wasn't too bad. It was about I think it was 1,050 total. That was what the oil change also because it needed that. So I figure why they had a wrench on it, they might as well change the oil. But unfortunately,
Absolutely.
I had that done last week. That would have put us back because I got another one that needs some tires, so we're just coasting through. But everything is good, so that's all I have. That's short and sweet.
Thanks, Chief. Any questions? Okay. Thanks to both of you. We don't have any other items on the agenda. One thing just came to mind, though. Our next meeting is scheduled for January 10th, and we do, thanks to whoever put the new calendars up for 2023 on our desks here. But do we want to try to shoot for Tuesday the 3rd to maybe do our annual appropriations and maybe go ahead and just hold a regular meeting right after we approve our appropriations for the year, set our committees? Do we want to do it if we can hold off, and I'll have to talk to Laura about this, maybe do it before the meeting on the 10th, maybe start at 6:30. I'm not sure whether that's going to be too late in the month that would affect our operations, but I could check. Maybe I could send an email out to everybody. Is there a preference one way or another? If
I'm here on the 3rd, so if you want to switch to that, I'm fine.
that's kind of what I was thinking, if we could do that and just get all that stuff out of the way at
Makes
the
sense to
beginning,
me.
and then go ahead, have the regular meeting after that, and then just go back to the 24th for our second meeting. Okay.
Fine with me.
Okay. I will check with her and make sure that'll work with her as well. So, and I
And then
have,
you'll let us know then.
I will, yes.
And then we have our
One more meeting.
Christmas
this month.
party.
Christmas party Sunday. Yeah, at the Last Queen. So, yeah, that'll be a good time. Anything else?
There's one more council meeting this year, correct?
No.
Okay.
No, we canceled that
Oh, okay. Good
last
deal.
time.
Public, you guys look good tonight. Comments?
I'd like to thank the mayor, council, the police chief, and the Village of Enon staff. It's a wonderful place to live. It's been a great year, and I want to wish you, on behalf of my wife and perhaps those who would join me in the spirit of the thought, a Merry Christmas, and thanks again for your service.
Merry Christmas to you as well. Thank you. Yep. Anybody else?
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Hannis, seconded by Mr. Whitaker. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign.
And Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, everybody. Thank you.
7:28.